Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jams and Tea podcast, where we spin the jams and spill the tea. And this week, we are not doing a normal episode. Those of you who have stayed with us since the beginning know that once a year, we like to do a little episode, dead center of the year-ish, where we do a little quiz trivia game show thing. We did it the first year that we were an active podcast. We did it the second year. And now, of course, we're doing it on the third year. I have alcohol, just like the 2 years before me. This time it's Bailey's Irish Cream. Good stuff for me. And now we are going to be vying for a bit of a reward with this quiz of sort of an assignment where we get to assign different discographies for everyone else to listen to if we win. So there are stakes that come along with this little game. Of course, this is based around music trivia. We're going at it a little bit differently from last year. So Riley, why don't you explain the finer points of the rules this go around?
Absolutely. Happy to. So yeah, as Jake said, the winner gets to pick a discography for each of the other three and they have to listen to them. And actually, we even more trickier than that. The person who comes in last in points of the four of us is to be assigned an, let's just say, undesirable discography of the winner's choice that they have to listen to in full. And each person who doesn't win will have to give a kind of weekly report in each main episode that they're on of what they've listened to so far, with the idea being like try and listen to at least one album a week in the discography you're assigned. So that's what's up for grabs here, is basically the right to torture one person and also just force at least two people to listen to a discography of your choice. And because most of you have heard all of the Autechre albums anyway, I can guarantee I won't be picking Autechre. You should be able to play along with us at home if you want to. All you need is really like a notes app on your phone or a piece of paper to keep your own score. It should very much be friendly for playing along at home. So we encourage you to do that. We want to hear how you do at these questions, and we want to hear your scores in the comments below.
Hi, Future Riley here. Here's how the quiz is going to work. We have 9 rounds, and each round has a theme. Each of us have prepared 2 main questions for each round, and answering a question correctly nets you 2 points. The questions will be asked from one person to another. So in each round, each person will get to ask a question and answer a question twice. At the end of each round is a bonus question, prepared by one of us for the other 3 to answer. A correct answer to the bonus question is worth 4 points, and the asker gets a point for every person who misses the bonus question. Each of us also gets to pick one of the 9 rounds to be their double points round, based on what subject they think is going to be their strongest. A correct answer to a question in your double points round nets you twice the score. Additionally, from round 6 onwards, if a player gets their question wrong, the others get an opportunity to answer for 1 point, in ascending order from the person with the fewest points. At the end of the game, there will be a final 10th round, for which each of us have prepared one question for the 3 others. This question has to have a numerical answer, and more points will be awarded depending on who is closest to the correct number. But we'll get to that later.
Without further ado, let's kick off the Great Jams and Tea Music Quiz of 2022. And round 1 is popular music. All right, so this is Jake's double points round, and it will be also the round in which Jake is asking a bonus question. And also it's the round in which every round actually begins with Jake asking a question, because Jake is the first in the acronym of Jams and R. So Jake, your first question in the popular music round is for me, actually.
2010's young adult novel adaptation blockbusters were a cultural phenomenon, as was the trend to give said blockbuster a soundtrack stuffed with a mixture of popular and indie musicians, Twilight being the most famous of which. Another immensely successful example was the soundtrack to The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. Which artist in this mix of indie and pop musicians does not appear on that movie's soundtrack? Is it A, Patti Smith, B, The National, C, Imagine Dragons, or D, Katy Perry?
Okay, so I have one piece of information which helps me here, which I know for a fact that The National have a song on that soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm not even going to front. Absolutely.
So that just brings it down to the other ones. So Patti Smith, Katy Perry, and Imagine Dragons, you said? Okay.
Yes.
So Imagine Dragons automatically feels like it has to be a right answer, but maybe it's too obvious. Who knows? Patti Smith is super left field to the point where
I did 2 indie musicians and 2 popular musicians for when doing these.
Right.
I thought was the best approach.
Well, Patti Smith, I think, would be far too esoteric that I would expect Jake to make that up as a fake answer. So I think Patti Smith is probably a real choice. I'll be very, very surprised if that's the fake answer. So it's between Imagine Dragons and Katy Perry for me. So 2013 was like Katy Perry's Prism era. So that was like
2013.
Katy Perry was big in that era, but also like, I can't really think of any Katy Perry songs that would fit the Hunger Games very well, like especially from that era. Okay, so it's between Imagine Dragons and Katy Perry for me. I'm not going to take all day. I'm just going to go with Imagine Dragons. It's my answer.
Incorrect.
Damn it! Was it Katy Perry?
It was Katy Perry.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, when I saw Patti Smith on there, I was like, what the fuck?
Next question is August for Jake.
Which of the following songs did not reach number 1 on the R&B and hip hop charts in the US in 2019? Was it A, God's Plan by Drake, B, Mo Bamba by Sheck Wes, C, Sicko Mode by Travis Scott, or D, This Is America by Childish Gambino?
4 good answers. I'm gonna go ahead and discount Drake and Travis Scott both. I feel like that's too close to when their respective albums and singles would have been charting, so that feels like it would make it. So that leaves Sheck West, and who was the other one?
It was Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. That would have still been. But Sheck West is that feels like a meme answer you would put there. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta say Mo Bamba.
That is correct.
Well done.
Mo Bamba only reached number 2.
So Jake, you get 4 points there because it's your double.
Sick. Okay. All right. Nice to know I didn't waste that.
Mo Bamba, the closing track off of Def Heaven's Infinite Granite.
Moving swiftly along. And the next question is Morgan for August.
Which of the following artists, all of whom are known primarily for one hit song, is not technically a one-hit wonder? And your options are The Buggles with Video Who Killed the Radio Star, B, The Vapors Turning Japanese, C, Men Without Hats, Safety Dance, or D, Soft Cell Tainted Love?
That's a good lineup. My immediate gut reaction is Soft Cell, just because, I'm going to say Soft Cell because I could swear they would have had like one other sleeper new wave hit.
It is incorrect. Correct answer is Men Without Hats.
Oh.
They also had a song called Pop Goes the World.
I remember that song.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do know that song. Okay.
I think I would have got that actually.
Okay.
My dad was super into Men Without Hats. I can probably name more Men Without Hats songs than that even.
Good for you.
That honestly kind of based.
So next up is my question from Morgan. According to the latest data from Spotify, only 2 artists have 6 songs in the top 100 most streamed songs of all time on the service. One of these is Justin Bieber. Who is the other? A, Post Malone, B, Ed Sheeran, C, Imagine Dragons, D, BTS.
Oh, that's equal.
That's
Fuck.
it's gotta be BTS.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, it is incorrect. The correct answer is actually Post Malone. Is the only other.
I would have
in
said
hell.
Ed Sheeran.
I know.
What the fuck?
Ed Sheeran has 5, so Ed Sheeran's close. Imagine Dragons have 3, and stunningly, BTS only have 1 song. in the most streamed songs of all time, which is
They must
wow. Now this is just
must not
Spotify
have
data,
Spotify in South Korea. Maybe they're title folk.
but that was definitely my Joker answer. That when I thought of it, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely putting this in there. So well, I'm glad it got someone. All right,
Fuck.
so
I'm going to become the Joker.
we go around again. This time it is Jake's question for August.
Which art pop musician has vocal credits on Taylor Swift's 1989?
Jesus Christ.
A. Lana Del Rey. B. Imogen Heap. C. Saint Vincent. D. Tori Amos.
Jesus Christ. Gosh, like I don't think Lana Del Rey, like I'm trying to think because I think Taylor would kind of be is the kind of Taylor the kind of motherfucker to put someone a little weirder on there. So I think I'm gonna say Saint Vincent for that reason.
That is incorrect. It is
Fuck.
Imogen Heap.
Damn it. That shit.
That was a
What
hard
you
one. So I don't blame you.
say?
Yeah. I was fucking floored when I found that out.
All right, so Jake's the only person with any points so far. Next question.
And it is his bonus round. Beautiful.
Yeah. Next question is August's question from Morgan on popular music.
Okay. During her career, how many number one hits has Adele had? Is it A, 2, B, 4, C, 6, or D, 8?
I'm gonna guess 4.
4 is correct.
Well done.
Hi-oh!
Yes.
2
Fuck.
points
Yes.
from Morgan.
Awesome.
All right, excellent stuff. Morgan, now it's time. Your time to ask me a popular music question.
What is Kanye West's lowest selling album? Inverse of a
the
question we
fucking-
had last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that question was a bitch.
Okay, so this is interesting because I'm pretty sure I've seen the list before. And I remember that obviously his highest selling album, I remember that was College Dropout, right? I remember that.
There's a question that I got correct.
Yeah. I'm sure that I've seen the stats and it was like at some point I've seen the stats and I'm pretty sure the answer was like a really surprising one. I think it might have been even My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, or maybe that was like just particularly low. So that's what I think that's what I'm going to go for. But my only concern is that one of his more recent albums, like I don't know, Jesus is King or something, that I might have seen that statistic before that came out or before that was tallied in. But then again, I think Jesus is King would be too obvious of an answer. So I'm going to stick with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
It is the Life of Pablo.
Really?
And it is
Wow.
primarily attributed to the fact that there were no CDs or physical copies of the album for quite a while.
course.
That's what Kanye's cultural cachet was so big by then. I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, but you're right, of course,
Yeah.
because he didn't release it like on physical media. So of course the sales are going to be lesser. Fuck,
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
shit. So damn, I should have got that. Anyway, all right. Last up is my question for Jake. So another chance to get a potential 4 points here, Jake. 2 albums share the record for the most number one singles on the Hot 100 chart from one album. And this record, for instance, is 5 songs. One of those 2 albums is Michael Jackson's Bad. Which is the other? A, Michael Jackson's Thriller. B, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. C, Whitney Houston's Whitney. D, Drake's Certified Lover Boy.
This is such an interestingly arranged question. I feel like the Whitney Houston answer feels almost so out of left field. I'm inclined to pick it. Another Michael Jackson album feels weird, but since it's Thriller, that's totally likely. Certified Lover Boy feels like a meme. That's the answer. I'll kill myself. And then the other fucking option, what's that? The last one?
It was Thriller, Teenage Dream, Whitney, and Certified Lover Boy.
Teenage Dream. Teenage Dream was really big. No, I'm not gonna pick Drake. I don't think I can in good conscience pick Whitney. Thriller is such a high-selling album. Yeah, I'll say Thriller.
Thriller is your final answer. Incorrect, unfortunately. And I think you were quite close to guessing the right answer to it. Was Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Shit.
Yeah, I definitely thought that putting the other Michael Jackson album in there was
I
smart.
figured that wouldn't I was just like in my head, I was like, does that album actually have 5 singles worth putting at number 1? And I just didn't know the track list. So
yeah, so the album with 4 at number 1, so the second best behind Teenage Dream, is actually the Whitney Houston record. And then
I would have picked Whitney Houston's soundtrack to The Bodyguard.
yeah, well, Whitney Houston's broken all sorts of Hot 100 records. Drake hasn't had that many number 1 singles from one album, but Drake has. There are actually 9 songs on Certified Lover Boy that made it to the top 10, which is the most top 10 singles from one album. Drake holds that record, and Thriller has 7 songs in the top 10, but of course, not that many made it to number 1. So those answers were all picked from albums that did very, very well. And also, when Teenage Dream, as a bit of an addendum, when Teenage Dream was reissued, there was a new single that was put onto it, the song Part of Me, which also hit number 1. So if you count reissues, which the official statistics don't.
We both got fucked by a Katy Perry question.
Yeah.
Damn it.
If you count reissues, then Katy Perry actually has 6, but yeah, we both got fucked by Katy. So well done, Katy. All right. So that brings us to the end of the round and time for the bonus question. And that bonus question is Jake's to ask. Now, a reminder quickly, which is that, so all of us are to write down an answer on a piece of paper like we did last year. And then we'll do a countdown and present it all to the camera at the same time. And Jake will tell us who's correct. And the points allocation is that everyone who answers the bonus question correctly gets 4 points, and the asker, so Jake, gets 1 point for every person who doesn't answer correctly. Because this is Jake's bonus round, he gets 2 points for every person who doesn't answer correctly. So hopefully that's clear.
All right, simple question. What is The Weeknd's most successful single behind Blinding Lights? Is it A, The Hills from Beauty Behind the Madness, B, Starboy from Starboy, C, I Can't Feel My Face from Beauty Behind the Madness, or D, Earned It from the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack?
If everyone's got their answers ready, Jake, you can count us down.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Show me the answers. Morgan is the only person with the correct answer. It is Starboy.
Damn.
Get that daft.
That was
punk
one of the ones
juice.
that I looked up where I feel like the least likely answer ended up being the right one.
So that means that, Jake, you get 4 points because 2 of us got it wrong and you're on double points round. And that means that Morgan gets 4 points. That's right. All right, let's move on to round 2, which is title trivia. So any kind of question that pertains to the title of something musical. First up to ask is Jake for Morgan.
Which of these Bright Eyes albums does not have a song title with a parenthetical in it? Is it A, Casadega, B, Lifted, C, Digital Ash and a Digital Urn, or D, Fevers and Mirrors?
I don't fucking know.
I really wish I had gotten this question.
This is a recurring Connor Oberst meme, so I figured it might be a fun little thing to see.
I know Digital Ash and a Digital Urn is sort of an outlier sonically, unless I'm wrong about that. Yeah, so that one, why not?
Is incorrect. The answer is Fevers and Mirrors.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mm.
So,
yeah, we all know you were gonna say
Digital
right. You're
Ash
the
is
only
like-
one else who would know.
Digital Ash has like multiple songs, I think, that have parentheticals in them.
I think it had like 3.
Lifted has, of course, Let's Not Shed Ourselves to Love and Be Loved. And
Yeah, Casadega has the opener.
yeah, and Casadega has Clear Audience, Killer Be Killed. Okay, so good shit. Next question is August question from me on title trivia. I need to get some
Okay.
fucking points. Let's go.
Which of the following Roman emperors did the band Rush name themselves after for a brief period in 1969? We're talking pre-Caligula. Was it A, Nerva, B, Trajan, C, Hadrian, or D, Pius?
I want my steal option.
I don't know this. I'm going to go with Trajan.
It's incorrect. It's Hadrian.
Okay, I wasn't going to guess Hadrian, so that's good. Still yet to score for me. So the next question is Morgan's question for Jake.
Which of the following is not the name of a George Clinton album? A, Some of My Best Jokes Are Friends. B, Motor Booty Affair. C, George Clinton and His Gangsters of Love. Or D, and I shit thee not, I'm not making this up.
Or
Hey
are you?
man, smell my finger.
Okay. Because you put special emphasis on Hey Man, Smell My Finger, I'm going to assume that means that that's an album of his, because I feel like you wouldn't have said that if you had to make it up
Fucking
or take it from somewhere
God
else.
tier bluff, if that's the right answer, by the way.
That
And
would be
between-
so good.
It's either Gangsters of Love, which, because that sounds like that's like the most generic sounding title there, which could make it like the most and least likely, or it could also be Motor Booty Affair, because that is the most ridiculous one, and it could be a bluff. Fuck it, Motor Booty Affair.
That is correct. And the
All right.
Damn.
thing about
All right.
that album, it's either a Parliament album or a Funkadelic album or a Parliament Funkadelic album or a George
Yeah.
Clinton and the P-Funk All-Star. I don't. It's one of them.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
a
all right.
Parliament album, Motor Booty Affair. Yep. Well done. Next up is
For me,
my question for August. Yeah, well done. Many famous bands went by less famous names before striking it big. Which of the following pairings of famous band and original name is not correct? So 3 of these are accurate and 1 of them is not. A, Green Day used to be called Sweet Children. B, Oasis used to be called The Rain. C, U2 used to be called Genesis. D, Nickelback used to be called Village Idiot.
jeez.
Well,
So 3 of
Damn.
those are accurate and 1 is not.
So I guess my immediate rationale is the U2 calling themselves Genesis sounds pretentious enough to be true. Green Day and Sweet Child, that makes sense. I can see that.
Oh, mine.
Gonna say Oasis and The Rain is the wrong one. The odd one out.
That is incorrect. So Oasis, I'm sure Morgan knew this, did used to be called The Rain. Green Day did used to be called
I
Sweet
didn't.
Children.
I
And
knew that
Nickelback
one.
Yeah,
did
me
used
too.
to be called Village Idiot. It was U2 that was the correct
Damn
answer.
it!
That was the bait.
What if-
And you took it hook, line,
Damn
and
it.
sinker.
What,
I've
what do they
fallen
call
for bait.
themselves? Pink Floyd?
So U2 had actually 2 previous names. Their first name was Feedback, and their second name, which was so funny that I almost used it as an answer, was The Hype.
Hype.
But Genesis actually was one of the early names of the band Van Halen, but they had to change it for obvious reasons.
And that's kind of where I was approaching that from, of like, I know there have been bands in the past who have like accidentally just called themselves something famous or like did it as a tribute, but then they were like, oh, we actually get famous, now we gotta actually call ourselves something.
Pink Floyd
Yeah.
used to be called the Tea Set until they played at a fucking like party where there was another band called the Tea Set.
Yeah, that's here too. Like I found out some really funny facts while researching this question. So one thing I didn't already know is that apparently like when Oasis formed, like there were originally like neither of the Gallagher brothers were even in that band. And then they actually took over and sort of commandeered the band and changed it to Oasis.
Fleetwood Mac type beat.
Pink Floyd's original name have had a lot of original names. One of them is T-Set, as Jake said. Other ones include Sigma 6, Megadeths, literally Megadeths, the Screaming Abdabs, Leonard's Lodgers, and my personal favorite former name of Pink Floyd, the Spectrum 5.
Dear.
And REM had some very regrettable early names. The least of those is Twisted Kites, but also they went briefly by
Excuse me, Twisted what?
Twisted Kites.
Oh, okay. I heard something very different.
Yeah, well, don't worry, because another
Yeah.
one of their original names has something
Who was
that could-
Twisted, Riley?
Well, it's funny you say that because another one
Oh,
of their
no.
early names was Negro Eyes.
Dude. I know you're from Georgia, but come on.
Thankfully, that was vetoed very quickly. They also,
Thank
one of the
God.
early names they also considered was Cans of Piss.
Well,
Thank-
I mean,
So there we go. I could literally be here all day reading some of these. It was really hard picking. But anyway, that's that one. And August did not get it correct. So we move on. August and I are still on nil point. And the next question is Jake's question for me.
Deftones' first album, Adrenaline, has the highest number of song titles with numeric characters in them. How many does it have?
That'd be how many? I could.
1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of songs on this record now, and I'm only thinking of songs that don't have enough. I think there's a song on there called One Something, so I'm pretty sure there's that. What other songs are on there? Bored, Minus Blindfold, For Real, Fist. There's others I can't remember, but there's definitely one that has one in it, I'm pretty sure. So what were the options? 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think, but you also said this is the Deftones album with the highest number of songs with a number in the title, right?
With numeric characters, yes.
Numeric characters. That's interesting. Oh, wait, hang on. There's definitely a song with a 7 in it, I'm pretty sure. 7 words or something like that. I literally haven't listened to this album since we did the B-sides. I never listened.
I mean,
to a
why
good
would
one.
you?
Well, it's not a bad album. It's just never really have a reason to listen to it.
Well, sure, it's not bad, but it's useless.
Okay. Well, the other way I could look at this is by thinking about the other Deftones records I know better and trying to think of how many numerical characters there are in those, but that would probably take way too long. And I don't actually think I can think of that many. I'm going to say,
we've not got all the ruddy day.
I'm going to say 3. 3 is my answer.
That is incorrect.
Fuck!
It is, but curiously enough, that's why I picked this, is because there is a song called 1 Week, but it's spelled out 1.
Yes,
So
man.
it's actually 2.
I knew it was 1 week too, but I didn't want to say it because I just read
It's
a
1 week,
Yeah, it's been
7 words, and engine number 9, which bad. That's like the Deftones' worst.
Wait,
song.
hang on. So how many are there? So
There are 2.
2, but 1 week doesn't count, did you say?
1 week does not count because it's spelled out. I specified numeric characters.
Yeah, you did, and I was wondering whether that would be bait, but I'm actually kind of that was actually really fucking cruel to just put numeric characters, because you're right. In my head, when I thought of the one title, I saw it written out as a word.
Yeah.
And then I thought of the 7 weeks, was it? Well, I need,
Yeah,
and then
7
engine
words.
number 9 I just forgot about. But I thought there were 3.
That song.
There are 3 with numbers, but only 2. Whatever. I'm not mad. It's fine.
It's visibly mad.
August.
well, I mean,
Okay.
I would be mad.
That's
Okay.
a pretty yeah. All right, fine. August, it's
I
your.
did specify numeric characters multiple times.
You did. You know what? And you can go to sleep remembering that. So good for you.
So can you, bitch.
August, it is your
truly, I was just following orders of this quiz.
August. It is your turn to ask Jake a question.
This is all right. So, what? And this is one you don't get multiple choice for. It is purely
Good. You don't deserve it.
because we've said this song's name enough that you should know it. But what is the full title of the hit song by Primitive Radio Gods that initially appeared in the Jim Carrey film The Cable Guy?
Is this the same one that you all talk about as being the best song on that particular album that's terrible?
It is that that song.
That is, I was standing outside a phone booth, broken phone booth, with money in my hand.
That's correct.
Booyah,
Fuck!
bro.
Yes! I almost
Why
said like broken money in my hand. I couldn't remember where that came from.
You got it.
How the
Not
fuck-
broken money.
Why couldn't I have gotten that question earlier in the round? For fuck's sake.
Because I picked it. I was gonna do it if it was Morgan or Jake, and I wasn't gonna do it if it was you.
Fine.
exactly
See how we're
plan.
going. I see how we're going here. That's fine. Morgan.
August doesn't have any points either.
Okay, well here
Yeah,
he
no.
might have a chance to get some. Morgan, your question for August.
I love this one so much.
Oh yeah.
Oh, please, God.
This
let's go.
REO Speedwagon's 1990 album is called The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and What? And you have multiple choice here. Option A is The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and a Chicken. Option B is The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and His Girlfriend. C, The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and the Jesus Egg. Or D, The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and a Tuna Fish.
Is it the dog's girlfriend or the man's girlfriend?
Exactly, Jake.
Let's not get into a child murderers or murderers who are children again. Okay.
What's worse than a child?
My
got you.
rationale here is that these things are increasingly getting smaller, so I'm guessing it's not the girlfriend. I feel like the Jesus egg is like that seems too much like something out of Berserk or something, so it feels like something more would make up.
The egg of
There
the
is
king.
no Jesus in Berserk.
Yeah, I know.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna say the chicken.
That is correct.
Ah,
Is the Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and a Chicken.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get that one.
That is my favorite Cardiacs album.
The Jesus Egg,
A little
I did
man in a
not
house
make
in the whole
up.
world window.
Yeah.
oh really?
Where did you
I
get
did-
Jesus
I did
egg
not-
from?
It's a Flaming Lips compilation. The day they shot a
Oh.
hole in the Jesus Egg. And
Well
a
done.
Tuna Fish I got from the REO Speedwagon album called You Can Tune a Guitar, but You Can't Tune a Fish.
Okay, so well done, August, for getting points. My
Not jealous at all.
sorry.
The salt. Damn.
Okay, now it's my question from Morgan. How many albums featuring a color in the title have Weezer released to date?
Are we counting Pinkerton? Oh, fuck off. That's like,
I can't tell you I've asked you the question. How many albums featuring a color in the title have Weezer released to date?
I'm not counting Pinkerton. And if you're counting it, I get points because you're wrong. That's a word. Blue. Green.
My favorite color, Van Weezer.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Doesn't gotta be. I'm gonna say 6.
So I am counting Pinkerton, and
No, you're not.
Yes, I
You
am.
can't,
Listen,
Pinkerton is a separate word.
listen. I phrased it very deliberately, featuring a color in the title. Anywhere in the title, pink is in the title. So if they had released an album called Reddit Songs, red would be in the title.
Hold on
Yeah.
here. I feel like this might be too specific because Morgan knows, like, he would have known that if it was to put that in, like, he knows Pinkerton exists. I kind of feel like this should be like a half point scenario.
Big talk
you're not
from
testing.
Mr. Numerical Characters Only over there.
That is not the
Listen.
same thing at all. That
Listen.
is so not the same thing. Numeric characters is specific, and you know what that means. One is not a numeric character when it's spelled out. You said you saw it in your head as the title. I think this should be a half point thing because this is way too vague.
I think I should get it right because you know that I know Pinkerton is an album. You're not testing my knowledge.
I know that you know that, but what I was testing is how close you're paying attention.
How much of
to
a
the question.
jackass you're gonna be.
So wait, first off, what is the correct answer?
So the correct answer is 7, including
7,
all the
okay.
ones that he's thinking of, plus Pinkerton, which I know he knows has a color in the title, but he chose, wrongly in my opinion, to exclude it. So I don't know. Maybe we need an independent adjudicator here. Jake obviously thinks he should get half a point. August, what do you think?
I think the correct answer is 8 because pewter is also a color, and that's an OK Computer.
Which is not a Weezer album.
That
The
yeah,
computer's
wait.
not spelled correctly.
No, it's fucking OK Human. God damn it. Anyway,
I stared at the Weezer discography for like 3 minutes looking for colors hidden in
I
words
see.
to make sure I wasn't gonna fuck anyone on
Okay.
this.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
No, I was thinking of a Radiohead album that
All right.
Weezer
Look,
ripped off.
I think 1 point instead of 2, I would be happy to award. How does everyone feel about that?
I'm fine with 1.
Morgan?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. And let's just say tension. Look, I have no points. All right. So
You're not gonna get points if I get it wrong.
That
I
does
know,
not
but-
matter.
I know, but like, you know, when you're mad at me, just remember the fact I'm losing.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Damn, we're really with the Harrison.
All right.
reference.
All right. 1 point awarded. Now it's
Okay.
time for the bonus question. And this is Morgan's question to ask the rest of us on title trivia.
So, which of the following is not the title of a Prince album? And your options are A, The Chocolate Invasion, B, Come, C, Love Sexy, or D, Controversial.
What was the first one again?
Yeah, read them all.
The
again?
Chocolate Invasion.
Yeah.
Okay, so A is The Chocolate Invasion, B is Come, C-O-M-E, C is Love Sexy, D is Controversial.
Controversial. Okay.
That's what I said. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Riley is the only one to get
And the
points.
reason I know this is because it's called controversy.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Oh,
Yes, it was a
damn it.
Pixie Hobbit.
God, yeah. That's,
Yeah, no,
damn
I
it.
was thinking of that album. I just
That's
my
why I
brain
checked
kind of just
Morgan,
assumed.
because I
Yeah.
originally wrote down come, and then I was like, wait, controversial. No, that's not right. And then I'm like, yeah, you
okay.
would do a question where the right answer is just a modification of the real thing.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I would do.
And let's move on to round 3, which is Rate Your Music Chart Trivia. This is my double points round. And the first person to ask is Jake, obviously, and Jake will be asking August.
On the first page of the Rate Your Music highest rated albums, aka the top 40, all of which albums I have heard, What is the album that I personally have rated the lowest? Is it A, Loveless, B, Illmatic, C, Unknown Pleasures, D, The White Album, or E, Enter the Wu-Tang?
Hitting them with the 5 options.
Good question.
All albums, I think that Jake is somewhat cooler on than most people.
I know a couple of your ratings for these. I know you gave Loveless a 7 or a 3.5. I know Unknown Pleasures is a 3.5. I think you gave Enter the Wu-Tang a 3.5 as well. And so I guess for me it's between Illmatic and White Album. I'm gonna guess White Album.
That's correct. It is.
Ah,
it is the
that's
only.
what I
Funnily enough,
Ayo.
I listened to Unknown Pleasures last night and bumped that to an 8. Funnily
Oh,
enough.
funny. Okay.
Yeah, all of that. The White Album I have at a 6. All the other albums here I had at a 7. Sans Joy Division now. But yes.
No, I mean Illmatic. I didn't know if you had it at a 3 or a 6 rather. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why it was a toss up for me. But okay, I'm glad to have gotten that one right. That was
I won't
nice.
say.
Yeah.
Next up is August question for Morgan.
Okay, this is a fun one. Which of the following albums is the lowest rated album of the 1980s on Rate Your Music? Is it
Oh, wow.
A, Metal Magic by Pantera, B, Pleasure Escape by John Duncan, C, Looking Back with Love by Mike Love, or D, Cut the Crap by The Clash?
Ooh.
So this is like lowest rated of the 80s, not
so-
just of
Of
those
all
4.
of the 1980s.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
The correct answer is number
So
1.
we've got,
Right.
Who is John Duncan?
what was,
It
what was
wasn't he-
C?
Love.
Wasn't
Who the
John
fuck
Duncan
knows?
in the Green Mile?
Mike Love.
God damn it.
And D was The Clash.
Okay, so Rate Your Music, obviously very internet goer type of website, and Pantera, early Pantera is particularly memey. So I'm gonna go with Pantera's metal machine music, Metal Magic.
Okay. The correct answer is John Duncan's album Pleasure Escape.
I just looked up what this is,
I should've-
and I understand now why it is what it is.
What is it?
Yeah.
I don't, because how does that have more than like 2 ratings? Who the
So
fuck
this is
John
a field
Duncan?
recording album of a man having sex with a corpse.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
Loser gets the John Duncan discography.
Next up was Morgan's question from me on chart trivia.
Name any 3 of the top 10 metalcore albums on Rate Your Music's charts.
Any 3 of the top. Okay. Well, would you believe it? I actually looked at this
Yeah.
chart while prepping because there was lots of questions.
Yeah, I would fucking
so
believe
the top
it.
3 metalcore albums. I need to not get this wrong. So I'm going to say Converge's Jane Doe, for one, I'm pretty sure is up there, even if I think the primary tag might be mathcore. No, I think a primary tag might be metalcore. No, mathcore will be Dillinger Escape Plan, but I don't know if I'm going to say them or not. I think the Hopes Fall album, The Satellite Years, was in there at number 10. So I'm going to say that. And I need to name another one. Yeah, I'll say Calculating Infinity.
That is incorrect. The Dillinger Escape Plan album that is in the top 10.
Of course. What did I
And
say?
like half of it is like half of the Converge discography.
The next one is me for Jake. Which is the highest rated soundtrack or score of all time on Rate Your Music? A, Angelo Badalamenti's Twin Peaks. B, Akira Yamaoka's Silent Hill 2. C, Prince and the Revolution's Purple Rain. D, The Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour.
God, those last two really fuck me up. I don't think it's Magical Mystery Tour. So I'm gonna temporarily roll that one out just because I don't think that's one of the higher rated Beatles albums, at least comparably. I feel like I've looked at this before, and based off of it, I really do feel like it's either Badalamenti or Yamaoka. Is it Twin Peaks?
It is not Twin Peaks, unfortunately. It's
Fuck.
not the right answer. So number 4 is Silent Hill 2. Number 3 is Twin Peaks. Number 2 is Purple Rain. And the right answer is actually Magical Mystery Tour, believe it or not. It has a rating of 4.06. The other 3 do have higher numerical ratings, but they have significantly fewer numbers of ratings. So that will be part of the reason why. But they're all pretty close together in terms of numerical ratings. So next up is Jake's question from Morgan.
Hip hop seems to be one of the more neglected genres on the Rate Your Music charts. Thank you, white people. So, which of these artists has the highest rated hip hop EP of all time? Is it A, Earl Sweatshirt? Is it B, Lil Ugly Mane? Is it C, Death Grips?
Death Grips is so rimcore that it might be. I was going to say it might be the first one, and now I can't remember what the
Earl
first one
Sweatshirt
is
is the first
but it
choice.
leapt out to me. Well, okay, yeah, those are both so rimcore. So this must be the top 3. Unless Lil Ugly Mane's just a fucking
I don't
rando.
It might be. I don't remember.
Oh, it's the Earl Sweatshirt one.
That is, at least by my metric, incorrect. It is Little Ugly Mane.
Yeah.
At least when I looked at by my metric.
That's what I
It's
would have
it's
said.
like Little Ugly Mane, then Solace, then the Death Grips fucking whatever EP it is that they have.
I mean, it should be the Earl Sweatshirt.
I think they're both very sad things to listen to, and they both deserve to be up.
I think they're both sad.
They are. They both make me want to fucking commit die. August, it's your question from me now
Oh, okay.
on Rate Your Music chart trivia.
Yep.
God, I need this.
All right. So, which of the following albums has the most ratings on Rate Your Music? Is it A, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West? B, My Bloody Valentine by Loveless? C, In Rainbows by Radiohead? Or D, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd? And to make this extra fun, these are all within 1,000 of each other. So
Ooh,
slim margins.
that's
Would
rough.
you believe it that my third question is actually about albums that have more than 50,000 votes on Radio Music, which means I should get this, no? And yet I'm not sure. So we've got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, we've got Loveless, we've got Wish You Were Here, and what was the other one?
The other one was In Rainbows.
And Rainbows. I rushed the last question, so I'm not going to rush this one. I'm just trying to see if I can see the order in my head, because I'm pretty sure these are all around like the low 50,000s maybe, or high 40,000s. I'm going to say Loveless.
I'm sorry, Loveless is correct.
Yes, get in. Let's go. 4 points. Morgan, it's your question for Jake.
So, which of the following jazz composers has the highest rated album on Rate Your Music? The options are A, Miles Davis, B, John Coltrane, C, Pharoah Sanders, or D, Charles Mingus.
I want to say it's either Coltrane or Mingus. Is it Mingus?
That is correct.
Fuck.
All right, well done. So that's
I would be lying if I said I didn't know that because I looked at this shit the other day. I don't even remember why.
all right. Here's your question, August.
Mhm.
Which of the following statements about Rate Your Music charts is true? So 3 of these are false and 1 is correct. A, the highest rated single of all time is Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. B, the highest rated jazz album of all time is John Coltrane's A Love Supreme. C, the highest rated live album of all time is Fishman's 98-12-28. D, the highest rated EP of the 2010s across any genre is Earl Sweatshirt's Solace. This is such a gimme.
Could it be
Yeah.
D?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
No, it is not D. I'm surprised you went for that, given that we established
wait.
that.
Did you say that? Wait, did you say true or false?
I said which statement is true.
Oh, which is fuck. I messed that up. I thought you said which is false. Fuck.
That's
God damn
okay.
it.
The right answer was the highest rated live album of all time is Fishman's 98,
Yeah, and
12, 28.
God damn it. And I knew that was true. You know what? I say I get 1 point.
Yeah, I'm
because
going to give you
fucked
1
up.
point because
Yeah, I was about to say.
that was tough. And
Yeah.
And
yeah, and
there-
I know you.
And
There
you,
was
you
the
in earnest did
debauchery.
not know.
Anyway, it's time for the bonus, which is August to ask on Rate Your
Okay.
Music chart trivia.
which of the following artists has the highest number of bolded albums on Rate Your Music? Is it A, Bob Dylan, B, Frank Zappa, C, John Coltrane, or D, Miles Davis?
Yeah, damn.
Is this only studio albums?
This is all albums.
So including live albums as well?
including live, archival, and whatever you will.
All right, looks like we're all ready then.
All right.
Count us down.
3, 2, 1, show.
Oh, we all put Davis.
And
Oh,
you're all
shit.
right.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
I was going to say it had to be one of the
Oh.
jazz guys because they have all these fucking archival releases and all of them are highly rated. So, yeah.
that means
Damn.
that
And the separation between them
it's-
is only 3. Davis is 30 and Coltrane is 27.
yeah, I was tossing up between
I
those two.
can't even
So-
tell you why I picked Miles over John. I don't actually know.
So just to confirm, because it's kind of a big deal, I get 8 points for that. Double points
All right,
round.
yes.
Just want to make sure that's clear. All right, so round 4 now is on openers and closers. And
Yay.
first up to ask here is Jake for me.
True or false?
Ooh,
The closer on Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds' Ghosteen, Hollywood, is the shortest of the 3 longest Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds' longest songs.
what a question.
The other songs are Babe, I'm on Fire from Nocturama and O'Malley's Bar.
Right, well, I am confident that Babe, I'm on Fire is longer than Hollywood because that song is fucking long. And it's one of the only things I remember
The
about
margins
Nocturama.
are very close.
Yeah. I think it's like 15 minutes or 14 something. I know that Hollywood is a flat 14 or about there. I think it's like 14:08 or something, but that just might be me getting Stephen King mixed up in my head. And then O'Malley's Bar. That's an interesting one because that could be shorter than Hollywood. In my head, like if you'd asked me this 5 minutes ago, how long is O'Malley's Bar? I might have said like 12 minutes or something. But obviously the margins are close, so it's not that short. So the question is, true or false, Hollywood is the shortest, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to say that is... No, I'm changing my mind. It's true. I'm going to say it's true.
It is true. It's
Yes!
the shortest.
I was going to go with false. Oh, and I changed my mind at the last second. So how long are the other two?
They're all like 14 minutes and change. I think Ghosteen was like that was like 14:09, 14:10, something like that.
Mhm.
But Babe, I'm on Fire is the longest.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. All right, 2 points for me. Good stuff. Next is August for Jake.
Which of the following Yola Tango albums has the longest opener? Is it Painful, Electra Pura, I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One, or And Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out?
Dang
Christ, I didn't get this
Again,
one.
I know you would never give me this one. 'cause
Riley's over here like
this is
freaking
like-
the fuck out.
This is a free throw. Like this is like for me anyway.
And I've heard them all but Electropura, so
Can you rule any out, Jake? Talk yourself through it if you have to.
okay. I wanted to say no, because it's not I Can Hear the Heart Beating is one. So that means it's between Electropura, Painful, and then Nothing, right? Those are the options.
Yes, those are your. It's basically just their big four are the options.
Okay.
Well, I say big four at least in terms of like where they are most culturally and critically significant.
Yeah, their 90s run, even though
Yeah,
and then Nothing hit was the 2000 album. It's still part of the 90s run to me.
the 2000s is just like 2000 is the sequel to 1999.
That's how time works. All right, I'm just gonna throw out Electropura because I don't know that one. So I think it's Painful.
Painful. And this will be painful for you because that's correct.
Yeah, I knew it.
Shit.
It's close. It's close though
No,
between that
Close, though,
and
isn't it?
Nothing.
Isn't it like
It's
aren't
like
they
a
both like 7 minutes?
it's like a 20-second margin between the two.
But Electropura is
Damn,
only
okay.
Electropura.
Yeah,
Decora
Decora's
is only 3
only
minutes.
like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is okay, all right.
I would have been sitting over here like, I don't know, maybe all of their openers are like 50-second intros. I don't know.
All right. Next
Fuck.
up, Morgan's question for August on openers and closers.
Which of the following is Rush's longest closing track? Is it A, Natural Science, B, Cygnus X1 Book 1, The Voyage, C, The Fountain of Lamneth, or D, La Via Strangiato?
Okay. Fuck. So it's Cygnus Book 1. I think that song's about 9 minutes. I know Natural Sciences is like barely 9 minutes, and La Villa is like also 9. And what was the last one?
The Fountain of
The
Lamneth.
Fountain of Lamneth. Oh shit, I can't remember that song.
Yeah, I just had to look up what album that one was even on.
I'm gonna go with La Villa.
Is
Oh,
unfortunately
God damn
incorrect.
it.
The correct answer is in fact The Fountain of Lamneth,
What is
which
that?
is a staggering 20 minutes.
Oh, damn it. Now I know what song that is.
It's on Caressive Steel, though. When was the last time you listened to Caressive Steel?
4 years ago.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were right about Natural Science and La Via. They're both 9-minute range. Cygnus X1 is 10.5 minutes. And
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Anyway, good question. All right, next up
Yes, it
is
was.
my question from Morgan. Which of the following classic album openers was not on a debut album? A, Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. B, Michael Jackson's Wanna Be Startin' Something. C, Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop. D, REM's Radio Free Europe.
So Blitzkrieg and Radio Free Europe. And I'm like 90% sure you're going to be starting something is off of Michael's debut. So I'm going to say Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl.
That is incorrect. It is Michael Jackson's Wanna Be Startin'
Yeah.
Something. He had
Because he had a bunch of albums as kid, as a little baby
He
boy.
did have well, not even as a baby boy, but even earlier in the 70s, as a young adult, he had some records like Got to Be There, Ben, Music and Me,
Just-
Forever Michael,
Mhm.
all solo albums. Off the Wall was when he rebranded. And yeah, Brown Eyed Girl is the first song on Van Morrison's debut record, which is Blowing Your Mind, which is a record that is otherwise very unremarkable and would quickly be superseded by Astral Weeks. Anyway, next question is Jake for August.
This is a fun one. Which of these
like fun
4
ones.
emo bands does not have a closing track on an album with a reference to beverages or drinking? Is it A,
Oh my
Brand
God.
New, B, Sunny Day Real Estate, C, The World is a Beautiful Place and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die, or D, Hot Water Music?
Who the fuck are Hot Water Music?
Oh,
they
Oh,
fuck
God.
they're a great fucking
So-
band.
So the closing track itself has to have the reference to
Closing track, yes.
beverages. Okay. I think I know this.
I mean, all I can think of is Getting Sodas. But that song, I mean, the lyrics of that song don't have references to getting sodas. That's not what
I'm
the song's
guessing that Jake
about.
means the title.
This is a gimme. It's just the title.
Okay.
The title is the only thing.
Oh, a gimme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
fucking
I mean-
listen to the hot fucking whatevers.
You know Brand New pretty well.
I know one
Fucking-
brand new album pretty well. Sunny Day Real Estate. What's the fuck? I can't remember what the closing song on Diary is. Nor can I remember the closing song on Devil and God or the one before that.
What was the fourth band? Hotel for Dogs, or what was it?
Hot Water Music.
Sorry, I
Let's
just
get
haven't heard
cultured.
anything. I'm sure they're
Jesus.
great.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll say Brand New.
Is wrong. It is Sunny Day Real Estate. Brand New has Sacco Amaretto Lime at the end
Oh,
of their first
Jesus.
album. World is a Beautiful Place has Getting Sodas. Hot Water Music has Drunken Third.
All right. Okay, August, it's time for you to ask Morgan a question.
All right. Morgan, which of the following Yola Tango albums has the longest closer?
Fuck.
Is it A, Painful, B, Electropura, C, I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One, or D, And Then Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Screaming.
He's got a 1 in 4 chance here, and he has heard one of them.
I'm gonna walk into August's room from off camera.
And nothing turned itself inside out of my butt. I don't know that one.
You got it right, so
Yeah, well,
good job.
That's right.
I think the only I'm not gonna flex there, obviously. I know.
Yeah,
I
I mean
those.
that one's the
Uh,
only one that one's like as long as all of the other ones combined.
It's
in the
17
episode.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's about the same length as Goodbye Sky Harbor, I think. Actually, no, it's longer than that.
It's longer, yeah.
God, I love And Then Nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go.
I don't think it's
The
that
fuck is a YOLO tango?
Spanish. It means I got it. Or I have it.
Hey, and you did.
Yeah, there you
he
go.
did. He did Yola Tango.
All right, next up is Morgan asking me.
Okay. Which of the following Opeth albums contains their longest opening track? We really seem to be on a fucking theme, in particular with this particular question. Your options are A, Blackwater Park, B, Orchid, C, Still Life, or D, Morning Rise.
This moment is like the clouds have parted and an angel has descended on me, because this exact question was the third question I wrote for this round. I'm not
No
joking.
shit.
I'm not joking. This was my backup.
God
The answer is Orchid.
damn it.
It's In the Mist She Was Standing. Is the
Yes.
song.
Oh,
One version of
damn.
the question, I didn't even give options. So that was very fortunate.
to be fair, for two people here, you wouldn't need them.
Yeah.
Thank God it didn't land on me.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Wow, what a moment. All right, last question of the round before the bonus is my question for Jake. The bane of many of our existences is when a band releases the closing track of their album as a single. 3 of these records took it further and released the closing track as the lead single. Which of these 4 is not one of them? A, Kendrick Lamar's Section 80. B, FKA Twigs' Magdalene. C, Deftones' Ohms. D, Kanye West's Yeezus?
I really feel like the clouds have parted here because I
Screaming.
think I do distinctly have the answer here because I do remember the rollouts for these. It's Yeezus, isn't it?
That's the correct answer, baby.
Oh, because fucking FK Twigs had Cellophane, fucking Deftones had Ohms, and then fucking the other one. What was the other one?
Section 80 had high power. Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't get this question because I knew that the only tricky answers would be Yeezus and Section 80. But if you got it, you would definitely remember that fact about Section 80. So yeah, well done.
Mhm.
All right, time for the bonus question. Remember, 4 points up for grabs here for anyone who gets it right. And it is Morgan's to ask.
Christ.
What Coheed and Cambria album has not one but two different intros that lead into the album's proper opener?
Oh, do we get options for this, or are we?
I mean, no.
How many Coheed albums do I know? I can't even remember the fucking full title of this.
You don't need the full title. I'll get it.
This is one of their later ones. I'm gonna fucking be sad.
Is everybody ready?
Yes, the answer is Vaxis 1. Oh, fucking bullshit. Anyway, I'm ready.
Well, don't get preemptively mad. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, yes. So Jake and Riley get it correct.
Are they the same album?
I know one of them's Keeping the
Yeah.
Blade. I don't know the
I
other.
like that
fucking-
we both
Always
got the
and
same
never.
answer, Jake, but it was both
Oh.
like we didn't write anything that overlapped at all.
Yeah, I wrote the first half and you wrote the second half.
Right, time for round 5. This is the last round before people can steal answers if someone gets it wrong. And this is hip hop. So first up is Jake's question for Morgan on hip hop.
What hip hop act released 2 a cappella renditions of albums they had already released previously? Is it A, Outkast, B, De La Soul, C, Clipping, or D, Run the Jewels?
I'm so fucked. That sounds like some Outcast type shit.
It is not Outkast. It is Clipping.
Damn. That would be
That sounded like clipping shit to me.
that would be an intimidating listen. Next up is August's question for me on hip hop.
All right. What is Travis Scott's first name? Is it A, Berman, B, Jacques, C, Lawrence, or D, Travis?
Okay, so there's a possibility here that it's it's a bait thing and he's just Travis. So the other ones were what? Lawrence. What else?
Berman and Jacques.
Berman. What fuck kind of first name was Berman?
Maybe it's his.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how you would have thought of it.
Every rapper has some fucking name like Berman Reginald Dwight the Ninth or some shit.
Fuck it, Berman. I don't give a shit.
That is Travis Scott's middle name.
Oh,
His first name is Jacques.
I wouldn't. That would have literally been the last of the 4 that I would have guessed.
It sounds like the most made up one.
And that's why it was so good, because I
Fuck
looked it
me,
up and I was
Jacques.
like, what?
Jacques Berman
I don't know.
Stott. Is that his name?
I don't ever.
No, wait,
Quit.
it's Jacques Berman Webster II.
I fuck.
You were so close, is the thing.
I said the 9th, but
No.
the second is his junior.
Yeah, no, that's not the second. Bullshit.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Next up is Morgan's question for Jake on hip hop.
Name one artist that frequently appeared on the albums of hip hop legend Nujabes. Obligatory Nujabes question.
Sure. Does this mean that it featured?
Could be.
So just anybody who
That is-
featured on any of their albums.
Uh-huh.
It's like Terry Collier, 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 Collar.
You know what? I vote 1 point because it's Terry Callier.
I mean, do we even know that it's pronounced
Okay.
Callier? Like, it could just be.
It could be Callier.
Well, first of all, he says Terry Callier on the album. So
Oh,
Right.
yes.
You know, I'll motion for 1 point.
1
I think
point
1
for
point
sure.
is
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
that's very
Yeah.
close. I mean,
Yeah.
basically
not
got
that he not that he fucking needs it.
it. Here we go. The bitterness is back. You haven't had your double point.
Why would you?
yet.
I'm still
Okay.
fucked.
This is my question for August. Okay. Name 4 members of the ASAP mob.
ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea.
There's a lot. So
I
you
know
you
there
could guess and maybe potentially get it.
Yeah. ASAP Rug. ASAP Dish Towel.
Aesop Rock.
ASAP Skinny Penis.
Look, you got 2 out of 4, so I'm inclined to give you 1 point out of 2. I don't think it's gonna change the game, but
I doubt it will.
but you
I
still
doubt I'm
you
making
still going to get 2 out of 4, and 4 was a big
that's
ask.
half. Yeah.
My thought process on that question, if I got it, would have been like, now that can't be like ASAP Ferg or ASAP Rocky because that's just silly.
No, those are both very valid answers.
Yeah.
I would also have accepted ASAP Bari, ASAP Yams, who tragically passed away. Those are the other 2 most
of course I
famous
laughed.
ones. I would also have accepted ASAP 12E, ASAP Nast, ASAP Taiwai, ASAP Ant, ASAP Lube, ASAP Lubanga, ASAP Ricci, as in Christina, ASAP Thai Beats, ASAP Ills, ASAP Coon,
Tip of my tongue.
Yeah, truly.
ASAP P on the boards, ASAP Press, ASAP Snacks.
See, I wasn't far off.
And here's one you could have guessed if you just started guessing names, because there's no limit to how many guesses you could have given me. You could have guessed 30 things if you wanted. ASAP Josh, ASAP Dom, ASAP Killer K, ASAP AV, ASAP Rally, China. Also would have accepted, because he's counted as a current member on their Rate Your Music page. I would have accepted Playboy Cardi as a member. And the last one on the past members list, and I saved this for last because it's just a random name, is some dude called Marty Baller, is also apparently, which is an amazing name. But yes, you get 1 point for that. It was a tough one. I was kind of hoping you would just start guessing ASAP and then men's names, though.
I mean, I was on the train that they all had just like fucking mangled names, like ASAP.
I'm a really big fan of ASAP Skinny Penis.
Yeah.
Next up is Jake's question from me.
Freddie Gibbs' 2018 mixtape Freddie has a rather humorous album cover that's inspired by an album by which of these artists? A. Teddy Pendergrass. B. Harold Melvin. C. Kenny Gamble. D. Leon Huff.
What's the first one?
Teddy Pendergrass.
That one.
That is correct.
I could have told you Teddy Pendergrass without. Fuck. See, this is why I'm losing, because all the good questions I know are going to other people.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I knew that because we looked it up and it was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
mean, that is the exact memory I had in my head.
Jake, I wouldn't have gotten that if you hadn't given me options. All I knew was that it rhymed with Freddie.
Well, I felt like that was too unfair.
Okay, fair enough. All right, next up is August's question for Jake.
I'm going to give you a lineup of people. 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Lil Wayne, and Jay-Z. You have to tell me, of that lineup, Which of them's real name is Sean Carter?
Oh, come.
Oh, that's Jay-Z.
That is Jay-Z.
Yeah. Beyonce Knowles Carter.
I like
Oh,
that
damn.
both of your questions, August, have been to do with the real names of rappers.
Yes,
That's-
it was like inverting. That was kind
Because
of
they're all goofy as shit. Fucking Sean Carter.
Sean Carter of Mars. Anyway, August, here's your chance to get some points. Morgan, your question for August.
Yay.
Name at least 2 artists that appear on Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak.
Ooh. Jay-Z and 808s was 2008-ish, I think.
That is correct.
So I'm just trying to think who else would have been like a big grab for him around then. Lil Wayne.
Okay, so you get 1 point for that one with the correct guess of Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Kid Cudi, Young Jeezy,
Oh, damn
Mr.
it,
Hudson.
Cudi.
Yeah,
I
Kid
don't know
Cudi
who
was
Mr.
one of me too.
Hudson is, or Lil Wayne.
All right. So, Morgan, it is your turn to get a question from me. Which of the following artists did not collaborate with LP on his 2007 solo album, I'll Sleep When I'm Dead? A. Aesop Rock. B. Trent Reznor. C. The Mars Volta. D. Panda Bear.
I'm gonna go with Aesop Rock just because that sounds really obvious. Like he really should be.
And
But
he is
I
on the
guess-
album, unfortunately.
Fucking course he is.
The correct
fucking-
answer is Panda Bear. The Mars Volta, Cedric and Omar are on that album.
They're on the closer.
Yeah, Trent Reznor is on there and Aesop Rock is on there, but not Panda Bear.
Who the fuck is Panda Bear?
He's one of
He's
the
in
dudes
Animal
from Animal Collective, yeah. But anyway,
Their
okay.
names are. Never mind.
Only one of them is named after an animal, because there's this really hilarious tweet where it's like that I saw the other day where it's like the first Animal Collective band meeting, Panda Bear. So what animal did you guys go with?
That's funny.
Anyway.
AV quickly trying to invent what an AV is.
All right, bonus question time. All right, so points up for grabs here. And this is actually my question to ask. So you'll be relieved to hear
Alright.
I'm least likely to get points here. All right, so multiple choices here. Which member of the Wu-Tang Clan was also a founding member of the legendary horrorcore group Gravediggers? A. RZA. B. Ghostface Killer. C. Raekwon. Or D. Inspector Deck.
I just
Yeah,
looked this up.
I'll inspect your deck.
So I'm gonna hang myself if I'm wrong. You're gonna see me. You're gonna walk in like fucking Sayori.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I really don't want you to get this wrong, Morgan. I really do want you to get this right.
I believe you.
Okay. All right. So we all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1. You're all correct. Well done.
Yeah. Finally.
So all of you get 4 points. Very
Kind
deserved.
of feels like
Isn't Prince
you know when
Paul
you've
in
been holding-
Gravediggers?
He is. Well
He
done.
was.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah. you know when you've been holding in a piss for a really long time.
Yeah.
I felt like that just now. Just the release. Of
End
Taylor.
of round 5. So we're about halfway through the game. Round 6 is the rhythm section. So questions about drummers and bassists. Morgan, this is your double points round, as I'm sure you are keenly aware. So a chance to really overtake me and really get up there. Question 1 is Jake's question for August.
The bassist of which of these shoegaze titans is also in a band called the Pumpkin Fairies?
I might as well kill myself right now.
A. My Bloody Valentine. B. Slow Dive. C. Ride. D. The Verve.
I'll give you a point if you can name any of the bassists in those bands.
Oh, you think I can? I mean, Kevin Shields is the guitarist
Quick
and
question.
lead vocalist of My Bloody Valentine.
Morgan.
Quick question though. We are now able to steal, right?
So August has to get the question wrong first, and Jake, you have to not reveal the right answer.
Yeah.
That's how stealing works. But yes.
Yeah. I don't mean like. What else would it be? August, I'm afraid I can't let you answer this.
I'm afraid you're.
It's like Jeopardy. You have to buzz in first now.
Shit.
What is shoegaze?
Who's to say? It's a difficult question.
Fuck. I mean, the Verve.
That is incorrect. It's not the
Of course
verb.
It's incorrect.
All right, so
It's
now we have.
yeah. We have the options left are My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, and Ride.
I mean, I truly do not know, but Slow Dive had like a lot of side projects since they disbanded so relatively early. I know the bassist from Ride joined Oasis, but that certainly doesn't rule him out. So yeah, I'm gonna say Slow Dive.
Correct. It is Slow Dive. They have the logic there was I figured that Slow Dive just has the most side projects of like any of those bands by far.
Next up is August question from Morgan.
How many Cynic albums does bassist Sean Malone appear on? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
They don't have that many albums, I don't think. So
They have 4 albums.
Okay, so I'm just
I'll
gonna
let you
guess,
know that.
I'm gonna guess 2.
That is incorrect.
All right,
Darn.
So that's to Riley now.
So what's his name again?
Sean Malone.
Sean Malone, not to be confused with Sean Reiner.
No, the drummer.
Yeah. So this is the bassist.
Yes.
How many Cynic albums is he on? And Morgan guessed 2. I'm gonna guess 3.
3 is correct.
Right, and
It was because both of the Seans passed away for the most recent
Before
one.
the 4th one, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I
That's-
always forget
yeah.
about the 3rd one though. Like what is it called? I can't remember.
To bend us
Like-
backwards or something.
To bend us over
Kindly
the ass.
bent
Yeah.
us, I think
Kindly-
it is called.
Kindly bent to fuck.
Kindly
me
get
up
on
the
your
ass.
knees, bitch.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Okay.
It's bullshit.
All right. So, all right, cool. All right. Next up is Morgan's question from me.
Which of the following drummers played on Smashing Pumpkins' 2014 album Monuments to an Elegy? Is it A, Brad Wilk of Rage Against the Machine, B, Tommy Lee of Motley Crue, C, Ronnie Vannucci of The Killers, or D, Matt Cameron of Soundgarden and Pearl Jam?
I've heard this album. I don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, you
find
wouldn't.
I.
That's,
What does that mean? That I wouldn't have a clue.
it just means it's a boring fucking album.
Yeah,
Sure, but I might know trivia. I feel like I would know if I'm gonna sound really stupid if it's the right answer, but I feel like I would know if it was Matt Cameron. Tommy Lee just made me laugh out loud, but I could genuinely see Billy Corgan getting him on for a record. If it's Brad Wilk, then he's being sterilized, which is not unlike Billy Corgan to do that.
I was gonna say, I was like, that doesn't rule out fucking anything.
I'm just gonna say for shits and gigs, I'm gonna say Tommy Lee.
You are correct.
Oh shit, that's
I believe it.
crazy.
The only reason
I
I know that is because I
shit
saw
thee
there was
not.
a Twitter music meme that was just like, it showed the like lineup to this album and it showed like Billy Corgan and Tommy Lee. It was like Nightmare Blunt rotation.
Can I be
Yeah.
Can I be honest and say that I don't hate that album?
Yeah, it's like perfectly mediocre.
Good.
Okay, good. I was
How-
just wondering if that was gonna get me flamed or anything.
It's-
Tiberius
it's-
being
yeah,
very
like if
drum and
you
fife.
hate it, I would be genuinely shocked.
It helps that it's fucking EP length. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
my question is for Jake. Which of the following legendary jazz bassists never played with John Coltrane? A, Paul Chambers. B, Jimmy Garrison. C, Art Davis. D, Ron Carter.
Art Davis.
That is incorrect. So it goes to
Naturally.
August.
Ron Carter.
Is the correct answer. Well done.
Oh shit! I knew that because I knew I knew at least Jim Garrison did.
Yeah, Ron Carter is one of the most, they're all actually probably among the most famous jazz bassists. But the reason I picked this question is because almost no one ever talks about jazz bassists. And it's
Yeah,
just,
I'm fucking.
and yeah, I would have been a bit sad if any of you had guessed Garrison because he's like the most famous bassist that worked with Coltrane.
I mean, I very well could have.
Paul Chambers was the bassist on Miles Davis to Kind of Blue. I almost said To Be
That I
Kind.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Miles
different.
Davis, to be kind.
and Ron Carter is probably the most famous name there in general. I would say he worked with a number
Ron
of,
Carter of Mars.
yeah, Ron Carter of
Second
Mars.
time that joke has been made this evening.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, well done, August, on the steal there.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is Jake asking Morgan.
The drummer of which of these bands played on Clint Mansell's score for Darren Aronofsky's The Fountain? A. Mogwai. B. Swans. C. Sigur Rós. D. Explosions in the Sky.
Oh, this is upsetting because, like, I feel like there's a Mogwai connection to Clint Mansell somehow. So I'm going to say Mogwai.
You are correct. I was actually kind of worried. I thought that question might have been too easy and for you specifically, but I was just like, I'm gonna give it a fucking shot. Why not?
4 points for Morgan. Well done.
Muy appreciation.
All right, so next up is August asking me on the rhythm
Oh.
section.
Boy, how many drummers did the legendary progressive rock band Rush have before Neil Peart? Was it A, 0, B, 1, C, 2, or D, 3?
Okay, so I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the early era of Rush, but I feel for some reason confident that it's not 0. I'm pretty sure I know that. Some part of my brain knows that. And if it is 0, then I'm looking like a fucking idiot. That's fine.
Billy Corgan voice.
I'm a 0. Anyway, I don't actually think it's 3. It's 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure, like, again, I could be fucking off the kit here, but I don't even think he was on like their first 1 or 2 albums. It's been so long since I listened to early Rush and immersed myself in that shit. I'm going to say 2.
2 is incorrect.
Damn it. All right, so it goes
So
to
that goes to Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
It was one drummer. His name was John Rutsey, and he played on the first album.
So, all right, next up is Morgan asking Jake.
Who played bass on John Coltrane's Giant Steps? Was it A, Art Davis, B, Jimmy Garrison, C, Steve Davis, or D, Paul Chambers?
Fucking hell.
I'm glad I didn't spoil
Options
this one.
And yeah, for real. My dad's named Paul Chambers.
That is correct.
Yes. Well done.
I do not know anything about any of those 4 people.
Yeah. Right, next up is me asking August. Which of the following indie rock legends is a bassist, not a drummer? So 3 of these are drummers and 1 is a bassist.
Okay.
A, Toby Vale. B, James McNew. C, John Wurster. D, Danielle Haim.
I don't know any of these fucking people. The first one.
Toby Vale
Yeah.
is not the right answer, unfortunately. She is the drummer in Bikini Kill, I think. But the floor opens up to Morgan still. Yeah.
I'm going to guess, complete stab in the dark, I'm going to guess McNew.
That is correct. And August, you're gonna kick yourself, August, because that James McNew is the bass player in Yola Tango.
Ah,
Oh, well. They've had like 1,000 bass players.
Well,
so I'm
James
not too
McNear
mad.
has been their bass player since the early 90s. So 1991.
Oh, sure he has. He's a fake person. Anyone who's not Ira Kaplan isn't part of Yola Tango.
I'm James McNew, and I'm running for sheriff.
John Verster is the longtime drummer of the Mountain Goats. All right. Okay, now we're up to the bonus, which is my question again. So everyone get ready to write your answer down. Which drummer shares her name with the female lead played by Susan Sarandon in the Rocky Horror Picture Show? A, Janet Weiss, drummer for Sleater-Kinney. B, Dawn Richardson, drummer for Four Non-Blondes. C, Teresa Taylor, drummer for the Butthole Surfers. D, Sandy West, drummer for the Runaways. Which of those has the same name as Susan Sarandon's character in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I know this and cannot believe I never put this together. I'm mad about it.
Okay,
Yes.
counting down. 3, 2, 1. Morgan and Jake have got it. It is Janet Weiss, the drummer from Sleater-Kinney.
Her name is Janet, right?
Yes.
It's like I've never seen Rocky Horror, but I'm like trying to recount the times that it's been recited to me.
I have my
Which is a lot.
girlfriend to thank.
So Morgan gets 8 points for that. Jazz, ambient, and electronica is the round. And the first question, and it is double points for August. And the first question is Jake asking me.
How many collaborations did Harold Budd have with Brian Eno? 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know. 4.
Incorrect.
All right, goes to August.
My inclination is I'm gonna say 3.
You are correct. It is the Pavilion of
Yes.
Dreams, Ambient 2, and the Pearl.
Okay. So
Yes.
August
2
gets
for August.
2 points for the steal there. Next up is
2 for Nero.
all right. Next up is August's question for Jake.
Which of the following artists does not have a solo on either version of John Coltrane's The Ascension? Is it A, McCoy Tyner, B, Elvin Jones, C, Pharoah Sanders, or D, Rashida Lee?
Oh, I know this. Yes.
I'm trying to think back to when we did our video. Don't think it's Tyner. I'm pretty sure he's on there. I also want to say Jones is on there. Fuck. Is it Pharoah Sanders?
Pharoah Sanders is incorrect.
And I'm
Shit.
next, and I definitely know this. It's Rashida Lee.
That's correct.
Because he wanted to be
Damn.
on there, or he said something about he wishes he was on there, but he couldn't make the session.
Yeah, he couldn't make the sessions and wished he could have.
Mm.
And the trick and Pharoah Sanders was the bait because he only had a solo on version 2 and not version 1.
Yeah, I'm
That
pretty
must
sure.
be
I'm pretty sure there's another one as well. I thought that Alvin Jones had a drum solo on only one version, but
He has one on. I think you're right too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
that
either
was.
way, that's
I like the callback there to like what is I think still to date the only jazz record club we've done, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Anyway, all right. So that was a point to me, I think. Okay, so next up is Morgan asking August.
Okay. Which of the following jazz musicians composed the score for the 1959 film Anatomy of a Murder? A, Duke Ellington, B, Bill Evans, C, Dizzy Gillespie, or D, Charles Mingus?
I think it was Bill Evans.
That is incorrect.
Shit.
I don't know either. I'm gonna guess Duke Ellington.
That is correct.
Damn.
Fuck.
32.
It was a toss up between those two. Fuck.
Yeah. I was pretty sure it wasn't Mingus, but that was really all I had to go on. Next up is my question from Morgan. Which of the following jazz classics was not released on Blue Note Records, the legendary label known for their iconic and slick sleeve design? A. Eric Dolphy's Out to Lunch. B. John Coltrane's Blue Train. C. Miles Davis's Miles Smiles. Or D. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers Moanin'.
I'm going to guess Miles Smiles.
Is the correct answer. Well done.
Hell,
The way you can tell there is which of these albums has the worst cover, and that's because Blue Note.
That was
true.
the one. Because Miles Smiles
Yeah.
is the one where he looks fucking like
It's
out of it.
it's a terrible cover.
it's horrific.
But yeah, Blue Note are known for their incredibly slick sleeve design, so it's just an easy one if you know the covers. Okay, so next up is Jake asking August.
This prolific and accomplished jazz musician's great nephew is prolific and accomplished electronic musician Flying Lotus.
Is it like Alice Coltrane or something?
Yes, it
Bingo.
is. Correct.
4 points to Daddy.
I'm so glad you were able to pull that out because that's one of my favorite like artist connections ever.
Yeah, I
Fucking
I
awesome.
knew it was one. I knew it was something weird. And okay, thank
The
God.
blood of champions in your veins.
All right, there we go.
This is-
So, all right, next up is August asking Morgan.
Which of these ambient artists has the longest studio album? Is it Aphex Twin, Tim Hecker, Stars of the Lid, or William Basinski?
I'm gonna guess Basinski.
Basinski is incorrect.
All right, so it goes to me.
Damn and blast.
It goes to me now. And actually, I was tossing up between Basinski and another answer. So that's actually quite helpful. I'm pretty sure now that
You're fucking
it's-
welcome.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure now that it's Aphex Twin with Selected Ambient Works 2.
It's correct. It is about half an hour longer than the longest Stars of the Lid album.
Alrighty-o. That was a good question. Next up is Morgan asking me.
When you count the NTS sessions 1 through 4 and LSEC 1 through 5 releases as individual albums, what is Autechre's longest album?
As individual albums.
Yes.
This is a fuck question because the NTS sessions are supposed to be all the same length, but I think on the official digital release, they may differ in length by a measure of seconds. So can I ask, is this an answer where the correct answer is correct by a matter of seconds?
I mean, maybe like 30, but
Okay.
they're in different minutes.
Okay. So which album is the longest one?
Yes.
Okay. No. I think I was fucking myself there. It's XI.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I was gonna say I actually knew that one.
Yeah, I did too. That was
I was getting
All
so
the NTS are like
They're like
119
120
and
minutes.
50 seconds.
they're all within this.
Yeah.
They're all within a span of 5 seconds apart from each other. The NTS ones, which is why I was
and
like,
then XI is like 120 and
yeah.
15
And I was like,
seconds. or something.
Morgan, I don't think Morgan would fuck me like that. And then I just wasn't thinking about XI. I'm like, oh no, XI is slightly longer than 2 hours. There we go. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Okay.
AFO.
All right. Last up is my question for Jake. Which 2 Riley Core electronic albums open with the sound of a heartbeat? You've got options here, so don't worry. So there's 2 albums that I love, electronic albums I love, that open with the sound of a heartbeat at the start of the first song. A, Flying Lotus's Cosmogramma and Uncle's Science Fiction. B, Fortet's Rounds and Orbital's Insides. C. Porter Robinson's Nurture and Liar's Mess. D. Fenner's Endless Summer and Burial's Untrue.
The one with Orbital's Insides.
Quartet's Rounds and Orbital's Insides is the correct answer. Well done.
Oh, I'm just glad I would have gotten that right.
Yeah, no,
I say because I was
Damn.
you said that as the piece of trivia about it when we did our record club on it last year, I think. So that was the only way I knew that.
Yeah,
And because Untrue doesn't.
I could
if
just-
remember
I'm
that.
like,
I had heard one of each album, at least one of each, so it was process of
Yeah.
elimination. So I'm pissed.
And the
Jake got
whole
it right.
concept is all like body shit. So I figured that was the safest one.
Yeah, I knew August, if you ended up with that question, you'd get it right. So
Yeah, damn,
you're beaten to that one. All right.
feels
Next
bad,
up.
man.
All right, time for the bonus. This is to be asked by Jake.
How many film scores did Miles Davis compose? Is it A 4, B 5, C 6, D 7?
Jesus. No idea.
Yeah, same.
Well, I know one. I can think
Yeah.
of one he did.
'Cause it was
No, two,
last
I can
year.
think- I can think of two he did actually.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Show them to me. None of you are correct. It's 5.
Damn.
oh, 'cause you just needed the points so bad.
Time for round 8, EPs, singles, and compilations. This is going to be starting with Jake asking Morgan.
An incredibly acclaimed EP from which of these metal bands features cover art that depicts the assassination of US President John F. Kennedy? Is it A, The Misfits, B, Slayer, C, Pentagram, D, Accept?
I want to say it's the Misfits.
You'd be right.
Hey,
I gave you that question purely because I've seen you wear a Misfits t-shirt, and I was like, well,
I was like,
Fucks this up.
I can't be Pentagram.
All right.
or
Well,
Accept.
we're at the point where
'Cause
Morgan
I've
doesn't.
definitely seen.
We're
it.
at the point where Morgan doesn't need no favors anymore. So, all right. Next up is August's question from me.
What is the best-selling greatest hits album of all time?
Oh,
is it-
shit?
A. ABBA, Gold Greatest Hits. B. Beatles, 1. C. Eagles, The Greatest Hits, 1971 to 1975. Or D. Madonna, The Immaculate Collection.
That's such a fucking stupid name for Madonna.
I like
Immaculate
that name.
That's
I
an
like that
incredible
name.
pun.
I'll,
So,
I'll
like-
defend it.
All right. Initially, I'm drawn to, I don't know if I should speak my working out in case I get it wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm initially drawn to the first two seem obvious, like obviously very possible ones.
And these are all the top 4. So
I have this weird niggly feeling in the back of my head that it might be the fucking Eagles. I don't know why. It just feels like it might be some fuck shit that they're on. And I can't get rid of that feeling. So I'm going to say the Eagles.
that is correct because
The
there,
fucking
and I-
Eagles, man.
and I picked
I
that
hate
question
the fucking Eagles.
because there was the famous news story a couple years back that they had outsold Thriller with that compilation.
Yeah, I knew in the back of my mind I'd heard something about that somewhere. So that's
Yeah.
gratifying. All right. Next up is Morgan, your question for Jake.
So Jonathan Demme's 1993 Oscar-winning film Philadelphia boasted a stacked soundtrack compilation CD full of heavy hitter artists. Which of the following artists was not featured on the soundtrack? A. Neil Young, B. Peter Gabriel, C. Spin Doctors, or D. Elton John?
There is no way in blue perfect hell you would pick the option Spin Doctors if it wasn't there. So it's not them. All three. Well, I don't. What fucking Elton John song would be on Philadelphia? Elton John.
That's correct.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What Peter Gabriel song would be on Philadelphia, though?
Fucking
That's a good question. Do you know which one it is?
big time.
No, not off the top of my head.
Red Rain.
All right. Here we go, August. Which of the following is not one of the 3 EPs that Minor Threat released during their short tenure as a band?
Oh, brother.
A, In My Eyes. B, Margin Walker. C, Out of Step.
Margin Walker.
D, Minor Threat. Whoa, coming in with me before the full answers. Are you sure you want to lock that in?
Yes.
You're correct. And I know you know why as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love both bands.
That is a Fugazi EP. Well done.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
That's-
Next up is Jake asking me.
Of the singles listed, what is the highest rated studio recorded single on Rate Your Music for the band Porcupine Tree? Is it A, Trains, B, Blackest Eyes, C, Stars Die, D, Lazarus?
Right off the bat, I think it's not Trains because that's the obvious one to me. Stars Die could be a real, a
Dark horse?
left field one, because isn't that on like one of the extended versions of Sky Moves Sideways? And you were listening.
And I believe a compilation of some of like B-sides. It's from their earlier days.
And
so
you were
yes.
listening to Sky Moves Sideways the other night, so you could well have
I was.
thought about this. But equally, you could have just went to the Porcupine Tree page and just looked at singles. I think it's actually between Blackest Eyes and what was the other one? Lazarus. I think it's between one of those. I'm actually tempted to say, I'm going to say Blackest Eyes. I don't know why, it just feels right.
Incorrect.
Okay, never mind. August,
Who's
you get
next?
to go.
I might say Trains. Yeah, I'll go with Trains.
You'd be
I know that-
correct.
Yeah.
In fact, true.
I knew that was a beloved one.
I overthought it. Fuck. All right, well done. All right, next up is August asking Jake.
Okay. Oh, nice. This is a question I wrote with Jake in mind.
Oh no.
So, what is the name of the British recording artist who released the #1 smash hit single Dynamite in 2010? Is it A,
Come on.
Rui de Silva, B, Michael Andrews, C, Gary Jules, or D, Teo Cruz?
Teo Cruz.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why I know that.
Just
But-
that- I was waiting for BTS. Anyway,
And
In
I'll tell you,
2010?
it was a
I'll
joke.
I'll tell you why that question is for you, Jake, because Michael
Drake.
Andrews and Gary Jules were the writers of Mad World, which famously features in Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Yep.
Well done.
Well done.
Next up
That was
is
tough.
Morgan's question for August.
What was the first EP in music history to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200 charts?
Oh wait,
that's,
would it be Jar of Flies?
That's a bingo.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's should have gotten that instantly.
My question from Morgan. Which of the following is not the name of a Burial EP or single that is compiled on the 2019 Tunes release? A, Beach Fires. B, Night Market. C, Street Halo. D, Homeless.
I want to say, I genuinely have no idea, but I want to say Street Halo.
That is incorrect. So it goes to August next.
Think it's Night Market.
That is incorrect, unfortunately.
Homeless.
Yeah, it is Homeless. Homeless is a song on Untrue.
Yes.
Oh, I knew it was damn it. I knew there was a song on there called Night, but I thought you were fucking with me with that one. But whatever.
All right. So
Jake gets that one.
1 point there. Yeah. All right. So now it is time for the bonus, which is August to ask.
All right. So during which year did EMI issue its first EP in the UK? And of course, I have options for you. So it is either 1952, 1953, 1954, 1955, or 1956.
5 options, because fuck us.
5 options, because fuck it. I need it.
Yeah, sure. All right. First EP but issued by EMI.
To make it nice and particular. So it's 52 to 55 are your options, including those numbers.
I thought it was 52 to 56.
You're right.
Well, I know what one I'm not writing down now.
Yeah. Oops. Whatever. 4 options. That's fair still.
Yeah. All right. I have no idea. Just a guess. All right. Count us down.
2, 1, show. Jake got it right. It is 54.
What? Sure. Okay. Whatever. I wanted to throw that one.
All right. So
I hate this fucking game.
we have the middle round, and of course it will be Jake asking the bonus question at the end. And we are going to start with, for middle round, Jake's question for August.
It's definitely no secret that Soundgarden's best-selling album was super unknown because of the incredibly well-performing singles and music videos, which begs the question, which of these remaining records of theirs sold the least? Is it A, Ultra Mega OK, B, Louder Than Love, C, Down on the Upside, or D, King Animal?
I'm going to say Down on the Upside.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
I think that's me next. So I'm going to say, so King Animal was like a reunion album. That was their first in like 16 years, I think. So
It had been a while.
I'm going to say Ultra Mega OK.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit.
Morgan.
King Animal, because it was 2012 and nobody gave a shit.
Yep.
Damn
it. Yeah.
That's brutal.
That was like my second choice, and I was thinking like, well, maybe there's like some financial incentive, so I guess whatever. No.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
They had a song on that album cycle that was in the fucking Avengers, and it's still their worst selling.
Wow,
that's insane.
So August, your question for Morgan. August,
which of the following bands is not part of the traditional big 3 of progressive metal? Is it A, Dream Theater, B, Fate's Warning, C, Queensryche, or D, Voivod?
I'm gonna say Voivod.
Voivod is correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gandhi.
never even heard of Fate's Warning. I guess that be that on my head.
Fate's Warning
not going to be on my head.
Right?
That's the only reason I remember them, is because Jake doesn't like them.
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
A concept album that's about them like adapting Tolkien. It's the most boring shit in the universe.
Oh, what a fundamentally terrible idea.
Right. Next up is Morgan's question from me.
What was the first Black Sabbath album to feature Ozzy Osbourne on vocals after his departure from the band in 1979?
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
Wait, you're clobbering us by like 15 points, Jake. You don't get to be so disappointed.
I'm just celebrating because I know the fucking answer. Do I just have to sit here like a robot to you all? Jesus.
You look so upset. That does not look like a celebration, you smacking yourself.
I'm like,
Okay.
You ever seen a
Oh
child
no,
do
I
that?
jizzed myself. I'm so mad.
So Aussie left in Aussie left in 79, right? So okay.
Yes.
And when did he come back? It's either like a short time later or a long time later, and I think it's a long time later. Yeah, I don't think it was one of those things
Those
where
are, those are roughly the two options. Yeah.
So what are you trying to asking me for? What's the name of the album where he came back?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think this is right, but I actually can't think of any albums names earlier than it. So I'm going to say 13.
Oh, you are so very correct.
Right.
Yeah,
go.
damn it. I knew that was it.
Okay.
That question actually came from me being like, wait, I thought he had one in the 90s.
Yeah,
maybe?
that was
No,
what I was
yeah, right.
thinking, and I couldn't remember it.
because
You all are
and
thinking
the
of
tricky
DQ
thing about
the
that
Night
is that
Dio came back for.
yeah, well, it's also like Ozzy came back in 97, but they didn't release an album from like 95 to 2013.
Yeah.
So
All right,
Trixie.
Jake, I've got a question for you. Which of the following hardcore acts has never worked with Kurt Ballou?
Okay.
A, every
You
time.
could not get more James and T.
Yeah, I know.
You could not.
No.
A, Every Time I Die. B, Nails. C, The Dillinger Escape Plan. D, Between the Buried and Me.
When you say work with, do you just mean production credits?
I mean, he's credited on any of their releases, essentially. But for the three bands he has worked with, I believe he has worked with in either production or engineering on an album.
Okay. Nails.
Incorrect. August, you have a shot here.
Damn. I think I
Nails was my answer, so I gotta fucking pull one out of my ass.
Yeah, he's produced multiple albums of Nails, including Unsilent
shit.
Death. And
The issue is I don't know who Kurt Ballou is. So
he's the
that's-
guitarist and sort of production whiz kid in Converge.
if you like a hardcore album, he
Oh, it's
produced
that
it.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Guitarist. Yes, okay. I know who this is now. So my options are Between the Buried and Me, Every Time I Die, and
the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Dillinger.
Depp.
Johnny.
Okay, shit. This is actually a tough one, I think. Because Nails were like the odd one out, so that's why I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's what I thought.
But then okay. So I'm going to say Between the Buried and Me.
That's the correct answer. Well
Oh
done.
yes,
I
thought they
Every Time I Die. Wow.
No,
Between-
you did from Parts
yeah.
Unknown.
rationale there was they're a little more progressive and zany, and I figure his production's going to be a bit more in line with like
I figured that it
traditional.
would have been one of their early albums or something that I just didn't know, like the Silent Circus or something.
Yeah, and I think I can't remember whether we even mentioned this in our T-Dep episode, but I didn't think I knew this. He mixed Dissociation, and the Nails records he's worked on with them multiple times. He engineered Unsilent Death, Abandon All Life, You'll Never Be One of Us. He produced that. He's very consistently worked with Nails, but I guess
three of the records.
Silent Death and You'll Never Be One of Us kick fucking ass.
Yeah, so there's that. And yeah, Morgan's right. From Parts Unknown, he worked with Every Time I Die on that one. So August gets a point there, a steal point.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
All right, next up is Jake from Morgan.
Interesting counter to your question. How many Black Sabbath albums did Ozzy Osbourne sing on?
Okay, let's work our way.
Yeah,
Let's
you
say
can
let's work our
get
way
this
backwards.
without
I
options.
have faith.
I mean, self-titled Paranoid Master Volume 4 Sabbath plays Sabbath Sabotage 9.
Correct. It is 9.
Oh, thank God.
Believe it or not, the third question I have would have been even more of a gimme for Morgan.
Okay. Well, save that because you're asking the bonus for this round because you're leading. So save that question, whatever it is. We just know that Morgan's gonna probably have a leg up there. All right.
This is how high come in second.
All right. Well, yes, that is indeed what you're doing. Right. Next up is August's question from me on metal.
Which of the following German metal bands did not appear on the ironically titled 1984 split album Death Metal? Was it A, Running Wild, B, Creator, C, Dark Avenger, or D, Halloween?
Literally never heard of the comp, only know Halloween of those bands. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So 1984 compilation, they're German bands, and it's called Death Metal. Is that
ironically titled?
So
is
okay, so it's obviously not a death metal compilation then.
Yes,
because they're not death metal bands, I guess. I mean, I don't associate Halloween with that.
There.
No. So, and you're asking which artist didn't appear on this?
Which artist didn't appear on there?
Okay. Well, literally the only one I know is Halloween. I can't even remember the other options. I'm not going to ask you to repeat them. I'll just say Halloween.
Halloween appeared on that compilation.
Okay, so
that album
that goes to Morgan then.
I'm gonna say running. No, I'm gonna say shit. What was the second one?
Creator.
I'm gonna say Creator.
That's correct. They were part of the Teutonic thrash metal scene and were already an established presence by 1984.
Yeah, they wanted to be on the compilation, but they couldn't find the master tape.
Although actually, the trick there is the other band on that compilation is Swiss, so I could have included them, and it also would have been
definitely a real band.
The correct answer,
as far as I know.
No, Running Wild are actually a pretty gigantic German power metal band. They've got a bolded album or two.
Nazis.
So I was just like, okay, what's the best band name here?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Creator is spelled with a K.
Oh my gosh.
That's worse. That makes it worse.
No, that makes it better. That makes it better because Creator with a C is just a boring ass name for a band. Anyway, okay. So
I just maybe don't think you should be taking from Mortal Kombat. Or maybe, I mean, it was 1984, so that predates. Yeah. Forget I said anything.
Anyway, Morgan, you've got a question for Jake now on metal.
I love this question. Alt metal / hard rock titan Alter Bridge shares 3/4 of its lineup with which of the following embarrassing bands? Is it A, Puddle of Mud, B, Creed, C, Hinder, or D, Theory of a Dead Man?
I thankfully, due to my knowledge of shitty post-grunge, I'm pretty sure the answer here is Creed.
That is correct.
What was the name of that last band? Theory of a Dead Man.
You haven't fucking heard of Theory of a Dead Man?
Theory of a Dead Man?
Fuck off. No, I don't. Why would I know that? I know.
Oh my God, Morgan!
Probably
please make a Theory of a Dead Man record in Album Club. I'm begging.
Not on your fucking life. Okay, probably the worst band there. Let's start with that. But
oh my God, that's Dead Man is one word. Jesus.
Oh yeah. If that's the big four of shitty post grunge, Theory of a Dead Man is like the Megadeth.
My last question is for you, August. Which of the following bands does not contribute a member to the alternative metal supergroup Phantomas? A.
I'm fucked.
Well, you know a lot of these bands.
Who are Phantomas?
Phantomas.
Phantomas?
Yeah, Phantomas. Phantomas. It's
anti-mask.
It's a super group that has members of other bands, other sort of bands from alternative metal or the metal world. Anyway, which of the following bands does not contribute a member to the super group? A, Primus, B, Slayer, C, the Melvins, D, Mr. Bungle.
You know what? I doubt it's Mr. Bungle because fucking Mike Patton was in 8 trillion other bands. What were the others? I know there was Primus.
Yeah, Primus, Slayer, and Melvins.
I'm going to say Primus.
Primus is the correct answer.
Oh,
Well done.
fuck. Thank God.
You pulled that one out of the bag.
One of those billion other bands that Mike Patton was in was.
Yeah, so Fantomas is Mike Patton. It's his band. It also features Trevor Dunn, and it's got Dave Lombardo is in that band, who is in
Of Slayer.
And
Fantomas worked with Björk once too.
yeah, and and Buzz Osborne of the Melvins is
Yes,
the
okay.
guitarist in that band. So yeah, multiple connections to Mr. Bungle and connections to the Melvins and Slayer. That brings us to the bonus question, which is Jake's to ask, and it's up to us
All right.
essentially to take points away from him here. So we have to get it right.
All right.
Don't put that pressure on me.
Gavin Harrison, now a staple of Porcupine Tree and one of the best prog drummers of all time, replaced who as the drummer for Porcupine Tree on In Absentia?
No options.
No options, because we've said this out loud multiple times.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Fucking
Think back to the In Absentia episode.
yeah, but he was on that album.
Well, I mean, who replaced or like who came after? Like he's
But
the guy
doesn't
before.
matter. Because we
Yeah.
should be able to think of either Light Bulb fucking Sun or In Absentia.
Thank
So,
you.
and I don't remember that name.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Here.
I
Yeah.
hate it because the episode I'm thinking of, Morgan explicitly said his name.
I'm
well,
sure
that
I did,
helps
because I'm sure I
us.
had to rate your music page right in front of my face. So I would fucking remember this nothing white bread ass name.
It is not a remarkable name.
Well, maybe you should
Oh,
give
well,
us.
that helps
Maybe you should
us.
give us options then. Power
Okay.
rank.
I think because no one has any clue options
Yeah,
are fair.
that's
Yeah, there's a
that-
real.
okay.
There's a very real chance that when you say it, I still won't know.
Yeah.
okay. Hold
Yeah.
on. Give me a moment.
John Rutsey.
Drummers. Neil Peart.
God, you got it. Damn.
Drummers. Bill Hitler.
Unfortunate.
No relation.
Okay.
He has to say that every time he introduces himself. Bill Hitler's no relation. He carries a sign. It just says no relation.
reading
No,
that's what
reading
his
Mein
name is, and he
Kampf
just
on the
points.
subway and just rolling
And shaking my head.
shaking my head.
My I'm not Hitler t-shirt already answers the question a lot of people are asking me about my t-shirt.
Oh.
Okay.
No, you see this swastika band on my arm? It's got an X over it, so you know I'm not a Nazi. It's got a black X over the swastika to verify I am in no way associated with the National Socialist Party.
Osama Obama.
Can I ask the question before we kill ourselves?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 4 options. Tom DeWalt, John Wilder, Chris Maitland, Hal Martin.
Yeah, I got my answer.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, show. Chris Maitland is the correct answer.
Oh, shit.
All right.
See, it was one of those questions where I was like, if I give them other alternatives, I feel like they're just gonna know it's Maitland.
If you'd said Chris Gateland, I would have still been stuck. So hang on. Oh, shit.
I mean, I was still like, wasn't John something? Wasn't
Yeah,
he in
I
there?
would-
John
was-
Rutsey?
When he said John DeWitt or whatever it was, I was like, oh, that might be him. And then,
Yeah, that's kind of. I was like, Maitland.
I'm just
Yeah,
good at
I
making
was
up fake sounding names.
John. Yeah, they both sounded like they could have been right. They both sounded.
All those
British
3 other
enough.
names are people that don't exist.
Yeah, I was like, did you make those up? Hal Martin?
Yeah,
Like, come
really
on.
made up because I looked. It's like you look up famous prog drummers, and it's just like fucking John Bonham, and it's like,
Thanks.
Mike
Famous
Portnoy.
prog band Led Zeppelin. Anyway, no, that's fair. Now it's time for the last round, where each of us has prepared a question with a numerical answer. One person will ask the other 3 their question. The other 3 will guess their answers, and points will be allocated depending on how close each person is to the correct answer. So, Jake, why don't you go first with your question?
all right, easy question, simple. How many studio albums does Brian Eno have?
Simple question. Wait, so clarification. Are we counting collaborations or is it just solo or total?
Collaborations are indeed included.
Okay.
Provided he's credited
not
in the
like-
artist name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've got an answer.
Yeah.
We
Kennison?
all have answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, show them, boys. Winner here is definitely August. The answer is 60.
Wow.
I knew he had a stupid amount.
Yep.
Fucking get a life,
August gets 8 points. Then I think I was second closest, so I get 4 points.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then Morgan gets 2 points. All right. Okay,
My
August.
question.
Time for your question. Yeah.
This is one I was saving for last because it was very fun. What percentage of Francis the Mute does the song Cassandra Gemini make up?
Oh, okay.
And I will, and obviously you only have to do whole numbers.
Yeah.
But if there's the scenario where it comes down to decimals, I calculated it to the
Wait,
tenth
This
place.
is the
Yeah,
released version of the album, not the one that includes the bonus track.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
This
the one that
is-
includes the title track at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Just
this
from
is
Cygnus
the-
to Cassandra. Yeah.
Cygnus to Cassandra.
And what percentage of the album does
What
Cassandra Gemini take?
percentage of the
So
album?
this should be pretty close between the 3 of us because we all know
Yeah.
the album fairly well, and there's a limited range here.
There's
okay.
there's only so much it can be, which is kind of fun.
Mm.
All right, got an answer.
All right,
I got it.
Morgan. It's the last one.
Morgan's in silent contemplation.
Yeah, I agree. What beautiful
Algebra.
mind math over me because I'm doing. fucking
Yeah,
math
that's what
right
I'm
now.
exactly.
Oh, okay. Now you guys are making me think I went too hastily.
I'm gonna, for my own sake, I'm gonna add only a 30 more seconds.
Okay. I failed math classes.
It's gonna be me. I'm actually gonna change my answer very slightly.
5,
You're gonna price is
4.
right, one of us.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, ready.
Son of
Okay,
a bitch, you did.
Yeah.
so
I either fucked myself compared to you, Morgan, or I saved myself.
Morgan, you are the closest. It's 42%.
Oh,
That goes Morgan, Riley, Jake.
Fuck.
Math, baby.
Wait. How far was Riley from it? What?
I put 44, but my original
Riley
answer, which
was
I scratched
44.
out, was correct.
Well, then that means Riley and I were the same distance from it.
Well, here's what I'll say. The actual percentage is 42.2. So by
lame.
the 10th place,
He just
that's how we're
fucked you there,
breaking the
Jake.
tie.
Got your ass.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I'm
eight-
surprised
I
we all
said-
got it. To both, though.
I
That's
said
pretty
that
nice.
off the top, so I think
so
that's
8 for
a
Morgan,
fair
right? So
metric.
1.
8 for Morgan, yes.
Okay, my question. How many of the 45 years since the release of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors has the album spent on the Billboard charts in total? So all the time that it's been out, how many years total of that has the album been on the charts?
Oh, fuck.
Old Jesus. I don't know why that makes me feel old.
Yeah, all right. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
I just
got
have
my
a
terrible-
answer.
I have a fucking shitty feeling in my stomach, but whatever.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so closest, everybody's way over, but the closest is August, and the furthest away is Riley.
Obviously, thank you. I could figure that one out.
Just reading through.
I just picked the answer that I fucked off. I fucked up last round. So what is the
How many
number?
years?
Yeah.
It's 18 years in total.
That's a
Oh.
lot less than I would have figured. Wow, interesting.
But yes, I thought the same thing. And then I considered that it's 18 fucking years on a chart of 200 albums.
I would be interested to see which years that actually accounted for.
One of them was very recently because of that TikTok with the guy roller skating.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
I just assumed it would be like low on the albums chart, like just perpetually, but I
Yeah,
guess it
me
doesn't
too.
matter.
I do.
Yeah.
All right, so August got 8 points there. Well done. Okay, so my question. I have deliberately avoided asking an Autechre question in this entire quiz.
Oh,
So
God.
of course, here it is. And I need to read this carefully so that you will understand the parameters here. Including studio albums, official live recordings, and EPs.
Oh,
How many releases have Autechre put out to date? And I will say, before Morgan asks, the NTS and LSEC releases are counted as individual records here, not as a one big holistic thing.
Okay.
what like? Tell me what doesn't count in terms of
Okay, so
releases. Like,
one-off singles, compilations, collaborations with other artists. Yeah, that's really it. Bootlegs. I'm just looking at, like, if you were to count and exclude like the collaborations and weirdo split things, which is very few of them anyway. But if you were to count the studio albums, official live recordings, and EPs, you would get this number. And if you included like splits and stuff, you would get a slightly higher number, but I am not including those. So yeah, it wouldn't be a huge difference. But yeah, so studio albums, official live recordings, and EPs. How many releases in total of those formats cumulatively, with NTS and LSEC as separate releases individually, like their individual parts are separate things, so they add up to different, yeah, you know what I mean. What's the total? I'm very satisfied the quiz has ended with an Autechre question.
I fucking bet you are.
And look,
I've got my answer locked in.
I'm sure you're all glad I can't get points on
Me
this.
too.
Okay, so we're all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I'm pleased to say it's a decisive victory here, and it goes to Jake. The correct answer is 72.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, they have about 30.
damn.
They have 35 live releases. They have 22 or 23 albums, I think, if you count the NTS and LSEC separately, and the rest are EPs.
It was
So-
those live releases that I was just like, there's got to be like 30 of those.
So, in last place, but only by 5 points. So, you know, made a real
Hell
comeback with the
yeah.
high score
Comeback.
points here. August with 48 points.
Nice.
And third place with 53, as again, 5 away, me. And the runner-up with 64 is Morgan. And of course, I don't need to drag the suspense out here. Jake, who's been leading consistently throughout, has won with 73, which is almost exactly the number of the correct answer to the final question.
Yes, that's true.
I'm sure you planned that.
Well, I couldn't have. But yes, so there we go. Jake has won, victorious for the. Who won the first year? I know you won last year. I can't remember who won the first year.
I think
Was it
you did
you?
the first. Yeah, I think it was you, Riley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, there we
he
go.
did.
So, yeah, there we go. So Jake now has a second consecutive victory. We will
And
see.
Jake, you have some assignments to do now.
You do. So you
I
get,
do, which
you-
I will reveal on the next episode of the podcast.
All right. Tune in to next Sunday's episode of Jams and Tea to find out what albums we are each going to be assigned. And let us know in the comments how well you did, if you were keeping track, or just in general, what you thought of the questions and the drama. It was an emotional quiz, as all good quizzes should be. And to the victor go the spoils, as the saying goes. August, why don't
Yeah.
you take us away?
As always, folks, rock over London, rock on Chicago, Staples. That was easy.